Have you ever gotten feedback that you're hesitating, that you're not speaking up enough, that you're not sharing your expertise or contributing enough in those high stakes meetings? I recently coached a leader whose 360 feedback around their emotional intelligence was glowing. Basically, the people around them were saying he's brilliant, highly relational, great relationships, remains calm under pressure, is deeply respected. His team loves working with him. And also, he bites his tongue. He waits too long to contribute. He's withdrawing when the room gets loud. It looks like he's spiraling internally instead of saying something. And here's the thing, when he and I look under the hood, it's not because he doesn't know what to say. It's because he's lacking assertiveness as a skill set. And he lacks assertiveness because he's lacking emotional self-awareness and self-regard in real time. This distinction matters. See, as a leader, when you hesitate, your influence shrinks, your visibility drops, your strategic voice goes unheard, your confidence starts to erode from the inside out, and that means your well-being takes a hit. There's this wasted energy, there's this personal deflation, but that's a cycle that you're creating and you can fix it. So one of the things that this client had said in a recent conversation was, by the time I get my confidence, it's too late in the dialogue. And that's the cost of emotional hesitation. It's one of the most common things as a leadership gap in high stakes, high important, highly visible meeting spaces with highly influential leaders. And it is fixable because the real issue isn't assertiveness. It's the feeder system beneath it. There's 5 particular skills. Emotional self-awareness is about recognizing the emotional influencers early. Second is self-regard. You got to trust your expertise and your experience and your technical skill set and the backlog that you're bringing into the moment. Emotional expression is the ability to state needs and intentions very clearly when you're articulating yourself. Reality testing is not overestimating other people's expertise and knowledge. And then finally, stress tolerance. It's about being able to stay grounded when things are uncomfortable. When you strengthen these skills, assertiveness becomes something that's quite natural, not forced. And oftentimes that's what leaders are afraid of in developing their assertiveness, is that suddenly they're going to become this asshole in the room that consumes all the oxygen and nobody wants to listen to. They're worried about becoming aggressive, perhaps because that's what they see modeled. However, emotional intelligence does not build aggressiveness. So in the transformation, the things he started to execute on was noticing the signals that were causing him to hesitate or go quiet and intentionally speaking up earlier in the discussions, finding those low-lying fruit moments to do it, to actively practice. Second was learning how to ask clarifying questions instead of withdrawing. So he used emotional cues of discomfort to withdraw. Now in those emotional cues, he's going to ask a question that clarifies. And the third was going first more often in moments when it mattered for him to go first, not all the time, because that's not assertiveness, is always going first. In meetings where he was the individual who set the meeting, in meetings where it was his data, his department, that was the theme, he needed to go first. And these were all micro acts of courage that support the 5 skills that develop assertiveness. This is what enterprise leadership actually looks like. Functional leadership, enterprise leadership, different types of leadership. Enterprise, thinking strategically, being in the big rooms, in the big meetings, making the big decisions. That's what it looks like. It's not louder, it's not harsher, it's more emotionally aligned, it's clear, and it's free of all the drama.